I'm ready. I can dig snapping. But I can't dig that backstabbing.
But discrimination isn't always that obvious. It's sometimes more subtle, but in many ways more insidious. An institutionalized discrimination that's hidden behind a smiling face. Housing agents who say, well, there are no vacancies right now. That you just didn't qualify for the mortgage because your financial credit history wasn't good enough. Last year, the Federal Reserve Board found African Americans are denied credit for homes at twice the rate white Americans are. And it is pervasive. It's what we found in the banking case in Texas, SACU in Texas. Discrimination in lending, discrimination in rendering mortgages. The bank has agreed to change its practices, as you heard from the Assistant Secretary. The bank has also agreed to a $2.1 billion agreement where they'll make $2.1 billion available to families who are low and moderate income across the country for mortgages. About 15,000 low and moderate income people will now be able to buy their own home because of the settlement we announced today. $2.1 billion is by far the largest settlement ever rendered to the federal government to settle a fair housing case. And in closing, the message of today is clear. You've heard it from a number of us now. This is a nation of laws, and this administration will enforce the laws. We'll take questions at this time. Yes, sir. Well, $2.1 billion that would not have been available to families of low and moderate income, low and moderate income families across the country. About 15,000 families we estimate will get mortgages who would not have gotten mortgages otherwise. But aggressively to take a greater risk on these mortgages, yes. To give families mortgages who they would not have given otherwise? Yes.
Get the loans at all. They wouldn't have.
They would not have qualified, but for this affirmative action on the part of the bank. Yes.
Minorities are represented in that low and moderate income group?
It is by income, and is it also by minorities? Yes. With the $2.1 billion lending that amount in mortgages, which will be a higher risk, and I'm sure there'll be a higher default rate on those mortgages than on the rest of the portfolio. That is the remedy that we sought, and a remedy that I would prefer. 15,000 families. This is of a scope so beyond anything that we've really done in the past. We had one settlement just a couple of weeks ago, which was part and parcel of this, which is in the range of about $1 billion. But after that, the closest settlement was $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. So this is of a scope that much surpasses anything we've done in the past.
There was the Community Reinvestment Act, or CRA, passed in 1977 during Jimmy Carter's first year in office. The law increased oversight of financial institutions to ensure that they were giving credit to low-income families.
We're going to make sure those banks do it and they don't discriminate. But the law went overboard. Institutions made loans they probably didn't want to make because they couldn't seem racist. It empowered these community groups who would then bully the banks. ACORN bullied the banks.
Indeed, ACORN, the Associations of Community Organizers for Reform Now, would before long come up with a new tactic, challenging a thrift merger in Illinois, claiming they didn't make the kind of loans that ACORN felt were required under the CRA. A young community organizer named Barack Obama worked closely with the ACORN activists behind the new strategy.
I've been a community organizer and helped design programs at the ground level.
And that strategy worked. Acorn prevailed in court, and soon credit standards were being lowered across the country. While at first Fannie actually resisted buying up some of those shaky mortgages, at the tail end of the Clinton administration, Fannie Mae was told to substantially increase the percentage of those mortgages in its portfolio.
Acorn's attorney was, well, you guessed it, Barack Obama.
I have a background as an attorney. I've represented affordable housing organizations that build affordable housing, something that's a major issue in the district.
Back in the 1990s, they used strong-arm tactics to force banks to give high-risk loans to low-income borrowers with bad credit.
Acorn uses militant tactics. They call it direct action. Sometimes Acorn will actually send people to a bank official's home. They'll scare him, they'll scare his kids. Again, all in an effort to get the banks to make these bad loans.
You've gone back to Chicago and civic rights, civil rights.
Right. You know, I'm currently a practicing civil rights lawyer, which means that I get involved in a whole range of different issues that touch on issues of race.
We look at the subprime mortgage fiasco that's taking place today. Subprime lending started off as a good idea, helping Americans buy homes who previously couldn't afford to. Financial institutions created new financial instruments that could securitize these loans, slice them into finer and finer risk categories, and spread them out among investors and around the country as well as around the world. In theory, this should have allowed mortgage lending to be less risky and more diversified.
Who do you think is to blame for this current mortgage and credit crisis? Who do we see about that?
Well, I think there are a lot of folks who have to take some responsibility. The original idea was a good one, which was, let's see if we can distribute risk more broadly and make it easier to provide loans to people who otherwise might not be able to get them.
Now, up until then, Acorn has managed to fly below the radar, but their dangerous practices are coming back to haunt them and the rest of the country. The economic crisis facing the nation is due in large part to this disastrous decision by financial institutions Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to buy up risky loans from small banks. But it's groups like Acorn that force those banks to give out those loans in the first place.
What do you think of the Acorn scandal, and how do you think it will affect the election?
The Acorn scandal is a big one. Acorn has received over $760 million in fees alone. This is what we know about, and there's a lot of stuff that's still kind of bubbling up to the surface. But here's an organization that essentially helps strong-arm a lot of banks into making loans to people who couldn't pay them off, so the so-called ninja loans, no income, no job, no assets. At the heart of what has kind of brought about the financial collapse is this rather unconventional idea that we would just loan money out if a person had a pulse.
Years they had a chance the other side here to get this economy right. 8 years. And they're the ones that drove it into the ground and dares criticize when someone is turning it around so that we go in the right direction. 8 years. This didn't happen overnight when we start losing jobs. When President Bush left office, we were losing 750,000 jobs a month. What did they do? Nothing. Then you have President Obama come on board, started turning things around, and what do they do? Criticize progress of creating jobs again. Criticize trying to create an opportunity for Americans to have good health care again. Criticize the fact that we are able to improve bridges and roads. Criticize the fact that we're going to be able to put more people to approve the money to help the unemployed. 8 years of driving the economy into the ground. 1 year. Obama had 1 year, President Obama, to make sure that we begin to restore America to the prosperity that we had 8 years prior to the Bush administration. Let's continue to move in the right direction.
Je suis français. Mon nom est Philippe DRICE. I'm French. I'm a French green card guy. My name is Dr. Philippe EDOUARD. I'm a veteran, and I'm a green card guy. Is that okay? Because the African Americans and the officers of those elected officials have been marginalizing immigrants. And I'm about to prove it in court. And they even betrayed their own African Americans. Those are the facts, and those facts are irrefutable. Just a French green card guy.
Got to pay back. Revenge.
Today is Tuesday, January 11, 2011. I'm at the home of Mr. Curtis. He is a person. Hey, you there? Come in. Okay. Yeah, this is the whistleblower, the federal whistleblower. Okay. At the New York skyline, go ahead. Bang! That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Whoa, whoa, whoa! We getting deep here. What's this?
Oh, just you know.
Whoa!
Part of history.
Whoa!
Part of history.
Part of history. You go ahead, brother. You go ahead.
Sad, but it's part of history.
Part of history. So this is the big Watusi Mandingo mixed super field Negro.
Yes.
All right. Well, you know, I put that whole skit together, and I finally see what it's about. That's what I'm talking about.
One of your veterans drew that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
One brother from Haiti did this?
Yes.
Outstanding. Nice place. Well, we can see you're not one of the impoverished, downtrodden, who's like one of these guys right here.
Oh, no.
See?
No.
That's Martin Luther King. That's Malcolm X. Elijah Muhammad, Frederick Douglass, all right here. And then this brother right here is what? Bang! Got the chains on his brain when these guys do not. Those guys are out there, and this guy is not. And that slave castle's door is busted and the key's right there. And he still ain't walking away from that.
Scared to leave.
Damn! Scared to leave. And that's my guy right here. That's my guy right here, Malcolm X. That's him right here. Well, let me see what else we got here. But, oh my, this is the one!
Yeah. That's the one you were asking me about. If that story was true about it, yes, that's it.
That's what you had given me a copy of this, and I took it to the congressman's office.
Yes.
And you met with M.SMITH. I was there. I was an eyewitness. Bang, we're going to have to send this to Mr. Juan Cuba at the White House.
Sure.
Okay, and I've got a letter from the Justice Department, and I've been trying to show people, you know, what exactly, and people of authority, because the newspapers have been, they don't want to print my story no more about the redlining scheme that I took to the congressman's office, and they did all kinds of things, calling me crazy, defamed me. The VA gave me a whole bunch of medication, which in fact I didn't need as a chemical restraint. So I got to do what I got to do. But I did speak to Mr. Juan Cuba. And it's time for me to now, and the last time I spoke to him was about getting those books to him.
Okay.
And now those books have disappeared at the congressman's office.
Wow.
So we actually send him this. But what I wanted to do right now was, if you could please take me back to what happened, for you have taken these pictures, hold this for me, of this hangsman's noose. That was when, this was in the...
This was found, it was in the locker room at the VA.
At the, okay, the Veterans Administration what?
St. Albans, New York.
St. Albans, New York, Veterans Administration, motor pool locker room?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and how long was this hanging there?
I don't know. I walked in January 25th, 2008, and I saw it. But
now, January 25th, 2008, and that's when you first saw that.
Correct.
And it stayed there for how long?
No, they took it down immediately after that. After the police were notified.
Oh, so you called the police after that? There was a police report?
Yes, correct.
The police never called the press on this?
No.
when you took it to the congressman's office? Did they call the press? What happened when you went to Ida M. Smith after I turned you over to her?
She spoke to me a few times about it, but nothing amounted out of it. I didn't get any feedback. I didn't get any change. And they told me that the federal government says it's legal to hang them. They said it's not.
Ida Smith told you, said that the federal government said it's legal to put a hangman's noose?
They said that they're not illegal, but a noose is not against the law by the federal government, but a swastika is considered a felony hate crime, where a noose is not considered a hate crime.
And Ida M. Smith told you this?
Yeah, in the discussion, she was like, there was nothing she could do about it. Because
okay. And are you aware that she ever contacted anybody at the Veterans Administration?
I believe she spoke to the union. Outside of that, I don't think it went much.
And then what happened to you?
Nothing. They offered to transfer me to Brooklyn, Manhattan, or Staten Island.
In other words, get you out of the St. Albans VA.
Yes.
Did they talk to you about who put that there? Did anybody ever ask you who put that hangman's noose in the locker room at the Brooklyn VA? I mean at the St. Albans VA on January 25th, 2008?
No. No.
Do you know who did it?
I don't know who did it, but I know whose coat rack it was hung on. I found it was hanging on one of my coworkers.
What was the name of the person's coat
rack it was hanging on?
Yes.
Frank Castellano.
Frank Castellano.
Correct.
What happened to Mr. Frank Castellano after you reported this?
Actually, he got a promotion from work leader to supervisor, and they wanted me to work under him after that. And when I told them that they were adding insult to injury, they told me when I told them I didn't want to work under his supervision after the incident,
yes,
they told me that they can transfer me to Brooklyn, Staten Island, or Manhattan, which I refused to go because I like St. Albans. I've been there 20 years, and I feel that I should not be transferred.
Now, were there other instances with Mr. Castellano or other Caucasian gentlemen at the Brooklyn VA Hospital motor pool that would lead you to think that there is an embedded racist environment in that motor pool?
Yes, I would think so.
Because, elaborate, please.
Well, a brief incident to me happened roughly about 15 years ago. I came in there as a motor pool operator, as a motor vehicle operator, and shortly after that, 2 Caucasians came in there, and they were made grade 8s, and I was a grade 7. And when I brought it to their attention, saying, "How come I'm a 7 and they're 8?" They told me when I get an ACDL license, they'll make me a grade 8. Immediately, within 2 to 3 seconds, I reached in my pocket, handed them a Class A CDL license. And they kept promising me to give me the grade, and they never did. So at the time, there were 3 tractor operators, which me being one, the first one, and then the 2 Caucasians that came after me. So it was,
you had more time in grade, more time in service than they did.
Yes, and they were made 8s when they walked in the door.
Okay.
And I was never. Here it is, 17 years later, and I'm still a 7.
So it looked like you sound like somebody, federal government owe you some money.
Yeah, with some interest.
With some interest in back pay.
Yeah, 17 years.
Pay a little pain and suffering, a little humiliation and degradation.
And then this is what I'm rewarded with.
And bang! That's what you know Frank Castellano did it, don't you?
I would surmise that it does belong to him.
You suspect him?
Yes.
Now, tell me about the other guy who put a little hangman's noose in the hands of that female 6 months ago at the Brooklyn VA. You can tell it. You're a federal whistleblower. You should be protected. And we're sending this to the White House.
Well, another co-worker of mine, I heard they had an incident too where somebody personally handed them a noose.
So a white guy handed a black woman a hangman's noose.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting fired.
Yes.
And not right now she's on leave with mental distress.
Correct.
Well, what happened to you? How come you ain't all shell-shocked?
I am shell-shocked. It's a challenge each and every day to go to work. Matter of fact, it's hard talking about it, even like right now. I want to stop talking about it right now.
Did you go see some people, man?
Yeah, I did.
But I can't get into your medical records, man. I'm not going to get into that with you. Now, I want you to tell me your name. Tell me your name, and give me the name. I got to have a name.
Curtis Bench.
Curtis?
Bench.
You work at the Brooklyn VA?
St. Albans.
St. Albans VA?
Correct.
And you've been there 20 years?
22 years in April.
22 years in April?
Yes.
And you're a whistleblower?
Correct.
Are you afraid something's going to happen to you?
Yeah, I am. On a day-to-day basis, just going to work with the atmosphere and just all of the stuff that goes on and transpires. Oh, don't talk to him. He's a troublemaker. And
so they've been slandering your name?
Correct.
You've been profiled?
Correct. As a troublemaker. For standing up for my rights of not wanting to see a noose in a federal facility.
And you went to your congressman's office and they blew what?
There you go.
Hello everybody, this is Dr. Phil DRICE and Robert Huntley. We're here with two homeless guys, but guess what? We haven't given up, we're not freaking failures. We're people, we're human.
Senator of Shirley Huntley, State Senator, New York State Senator Shirley Huntley. Oh, I love my mother, and 113th with a crooked cop motherfucker that ruined my life, and you know, and a stink pussy fucking bitch, you know, along with that, you know, that pretty much I loved her, she knew that, and I don't see how she cannot help me at this point in my life. And my mother has pretty much not turned her full back on me, but has let me have it, you know, really, you know, to a sense that it's my fault that of my health condition, because I drove her into a nervous condition, and that's all bullshit. I love my mother from the bottom of my heart. I love Deputy Inspector Tommy Lawless, who died, Mommy's right-hand friend and PD, and Deputy Inspector Philip Erickson. And, you know, I have let 113th and 103 off the hook with whatever I feel.
Show them the bruises on you.
They have ruined me.
Show the bruises on you got when you went over there and your brother beat you up. This is right here. This is State Senator Huntley's son, Robert Huntley. He was beat up by his brother, who's a New York NYPD, and told not to come back home again. That's betrayal. That's treason. There's no sense for this. That's treason. But we're two homeless guys. We're buddies. And guess what? We're going to fight the fight.
I've not been homeless for the last 20 motherfucking years, where I thought I was like a white, black Jimi Hendrix, you know, where, you know, the guitar on my back and whatnot. But at this point in time, I'm 54 fucking years old. And this is bullshit.
And today's Sunday, September 26th.
Yes, it is.
And it's right now 7:40.
As far as Mayor Bloomberg is concerned, the New York Senate, the Congressional Committee is all full of shit. Because me and this man have legitimate evidence and what have you, and I have sued PD and fucking won. But this is bullshit, goddammit. This is what the fuck it is, you know, goddammit. And, you know, through any righteousness through God that sent his only begotten son down here to fuck with his denomination, his abomination of making this motherfucker and then turning his goddamn back on it. It's fucking bullshit. Why the hell did his only son begot son have to come down here and fuck with this and be tortured by goddamn
before
fucking
we run out of
Jews?
time, Robert. Now, when I gave you that fly, you saw your mother's name on it. You called her.
Yes, I did.
And then when you spoke to her and you asked her, was I the guy that supposedly put the death threat or anything crazy like that?
No, you were not. No, Ma denied that. It was not Dr. Philip DRICE.
It was somebody else. I have nothing to do with anything like that.
Who had state police and local, who I talked about like dogs, that precinct. But yeah, they did ruin my fucking life, along with that stink fucking cunt hoe, Chantel Prasad Dubra. And she is full of shit, you know.
Now, when you spoke to her, she knew about this case about New York City Housing Authority and all that nonsense with me.
She knew about it. She knew about it 100%, but her aides were handling the case, at which point they did not let my mother in on what's happening.
And now she's trapped.
They intercepted this man's legitimate inter-fucking-mation through aid, you know, like all politicians go. Not all politicians get their mails read and received by aides and do whatever the fuck they want with it. God damn it. Kiss my fucking ass.
Brother, we done here, man. I'm going to go ahead and go to my mom's house in Howard Beach, and my mom going to give me some money. I got my bedroll right here. Everybody can see. This is the bedroll. This is what I sleep on. Robert, I swear to God, I got another.
I want to bring that up on internet. What do I,
it's on the flyer I gave you. I got another one to give you. Here, take another flyer, but I can show you. We can sleep on the beach. I got another sleeping bag. I help you. Here, it's right here on the internet. Right here on this flyer, right here, brother. The way you was talking about so good about your mother until I heard her until you and her started talking, that's not nice. Come on, man. The guy needs help. I was a drug and alcohol counselor. Jesus Christ. This guy needs help, folks. Mommy, happy Mother's Day. And I got a little song for you. Just like the one in the card. How sweet it is to be loved by you too. Bingo. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Aza. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Bye. Now you know the party's beginning. We're waiting on brother-in-law, Lana taking pictures. This is our favorite waiter right here. Yeah, Mommy. Yeah, it is a hot Mother's Day. Yes, it is. They go pop right there. All right. Yeah, everybody, how you doing? Happy Mother's Day. The entire family is here. That's my brother-in-law, Joseph, Lana, Annette, Marina. It's a dad. Dad got the bottle. We ready to go. Happy Mother's Day. It's so sweet to be loved by you. That's what I'm talking about. I'm the happiest guy in the world. That's what I'm talking about. It's crazy. You know why? He seen the girl in that black and white dress with the red sweater, and guess what he said? Jailbait. 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 For her Mother's Day party celebration, we're packing up, and she has a son-in-law that will be hosting the after party at the house. Yeah, the Hooters. So, say what? Hooters. Oh! Happy Mother's Day to Mommy. Bye-bye. My secret is I secretly wish Elena was here. Yeah. Go ahead, Dad.
Where is the sign? To DRICE with love.
To DRICE with love? Yeah, well, that's the pretty young lady. You saw me kneel down and ask you to marry me. I did. I went looking for the ring. I'll be waiting for an answer. I'll give you till next Mother's Day. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. And the Mother's Day celebration just keeps on coming. Just keeps on coming. And it's all for her and for her. That's what I'm talking about. Mommy and my sister. And guess what? Happy Mother's Day to you, Alter Drice. Happy Mother's Day to you, Veronique Drice. Happy Mother's Day to you, Naomi Drice. Happy Mother's Day to you, Madame Pierre Drice. Happy Mother's Day to you, Mrs. Elizabeth Bloomberg. All those women have been my mothers, leading me to this special one right there. Oh, thank you, Mommy. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Elena, you belong in this family. You really do, baby. Yeah. Mommy's back. Everything is okay? Yeah, everything's okay, Pop. I've been absolutely wonderful. I've been exiled to Europe. Yeah. That's what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like. I'm so happy. Wow. Reminds me of my time in Nuremberg and Ansbach, Germany. Yep. And the absolutely beautiful pink ladies of London. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Bye-bye. Daniela. Mommy said thank you for the nice comments and words. And your thoughtfulness, Daniela. Bye-bye. That's what you call love, and I can say Happy Mother's Day to you. And there's the baby right there. All right now, all right? Yeah, the cake is flying off the plate. Whoa, whoa, yeah, that's mine right here. That's mine right there. Thank you very much. Yeah, be flying. Oh yeah, this is the Mother's Day celebration for that lady right there and that lady right there. That's what I'm talking about. And there goes Big Pop. That's the leader of the pack. Yeah, man. That's mine. No, I don't really want it. I can't take no more. I'm just faking. I got one. When you have cake with cherry on top, that's what it looks like. That's what she looks like. That's what I'm talking about. What? You belong with this family right here. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. You see, everybody's welcoming you home, baby. Everybody. That's my cake. And I want to eat it too. Bye-bye. Mommy, this is for you. This is for you. You know I've been working hard. I deserve a big trophy. That means I get my cake. My cake. You need it too. And I want to eat it too. And that's what I'm talking about. I want my cake. And eat it too. That's what I'm talking about. I want my cake. And I want to eat it too. I'm talking about you trophy white material, brother. Perfect. 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 Stop. Hi, Mommy. Hi, Aza. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Bye. This is a supplemental log for Friday, March 25th, 2011. This is the continuing saga of all of the plotters against me that helped destroy my life. This segment is exclusively for Judge Maria Resos and the two other judges prior to her that I have known, just like I knew 3 chairmen of housing. I have known 3 chairmen of housing. And everybody would like to give a shout out to Miss Daniela. I think her YouTube name is Foxfly. She made a lot of wonderful suggestions. And I don't have to be such a wretched, melodramatic, think I'm an actor guy, other than just present the facts and the evidence as they are. I'm angry, I'm all of that, but that's for another time, another situation. This is about presenting the facts, recording it, in case something happens to me. This is the judgment and order of Judge Maria Resos. Okay? And respondent's order to show cause to restore this proceeding to the calendar, and the motion by Stephen S. Weintraub to be removed as guardian ad litem are consolidated for determination. In rendering this decision, the court considers the respondent's order to show cause, petitioner's affirmation in opposition, respondent's reply affirmation, and petitioner's surreply only. The court acknowledges receipt and did read respondent Philip DRICE's ex parte submissions. However, as they were ex parte, they cannot be considered by the court as it reaches its decision. That's what the problem is, because my guardian ad litem, Mr. Stephen Weintraub's hands were tied. This is a gentleman where I absolutely abused him, humiliated him, degraded him, blasted crap all over him, all over the internet in front of everybody, all the way to the White House. He filed papers against the court, to the court against me. Judge Maria Resos brought a big cop in there. I'm not violent. I don't need to do anything like that. I'm a pretty educated guy. I know what to do and what my limits are. But that shenanigan, that show, that performance that was calculated and performed did accomplish my goal. I finally got him to work for me instead of working for human resources to put me out, as you've seen in the last segment. And that's how it works. You've got, this is a war of the intellectuals against poor people who don't have an education. And it can be traced to a race-based situation because the people they're dealing with are the disenfranchised that have been apartheid on a federal reservation, which is the largest Indian reservation, the most populated Indian reservation in the United States of America, which is New York City Housing Authority, with approximately 800,000 tenants. But only 500 of them are registered, and those 300 are supposed to be in line to inherit that apartment, and it's the elimination of the administrative process that leads to the federal violations of diverting funds and Title VI violations, okay, under the Civil Rights Act of 1967, which is you're doing it to black people, you're doing it to Puerto Ricans, you're doing it to the disenfranchised, you're doing it to poor people that the federal government through Congress said that they take care of. But it was through the Clinton administration, it is alleged that it was through the Clinton administration's desire to eliminate welfare that your governor was probably the premier architect who unleashed NYCHA, who dissolved any competent oversight, just like the regulators of the banks. It's been shown that the Democratic Party, or the Democrats, did orchestrate this big thing about this housing bubble. Okay? And they forced banks to make loans that they knew were going to fail. And then they want to blame somebody else for those bank failures and that all of that money that went down the tube. But it was designed to keep them in power. And when you're in power, you can cover things up. Okay? So this is what's happening, people. And in the SIR reply, let me show you here, where this guy says it's his. I'll read it. You know, you'll get it in the book and online. Okay? You've got a NYCHA committing perjury in this document right here. This is the SIR reply. NYCHA commits perjury. Let me show you where. First of all, they said you got to be over 62 years old to be living there. And that I was the only one that was living in that apartment that was in that development. Now we find out that's not true. And when we find out that's not true, the judge want to give them exemptions. You can't go back. Okay? Here we go right here. Which is Carol Brookins. Carol Brookins was living there before she turned 62. Okay? They didn't want to count that one. Let me give you another one. We're going to get better. Barbara Davidson. Barbara Davidson is the sister of Margaret, who works for Councilman COMRIE. And when it got this bad, Barbara Davidson right here, when it got this bad, they got her to move out of Shelton House. That's how big it is. Barbara Davidson's been living there for 30 years. She didn't take the buyout, just like my aunt didn't take the buyout. That's why we were still in that apartment. They want to make it senior development, but they were supposed to give you $15,000. Okay? Now, this is the big deal right here. This is Mr. James Edwards in apartment 6N. He's got a Michelle Guy who lives there. She was born in 1976. What is she doing living there? He was born in 1947. Now, you see, he's got a son and a daughter. A son and a daughter right there. Now, that's where the fraud comes in. Because in the paper, NYCHA reclassified him as a grandson, not a son. And the judge copied the exact same stuff. That's what I'm going to hit her with, along with the trial transcript of where NYCHA said nobody under 62 lives there. Now, here is the beauty. This is Cynthia Hill, okay, with her husband, Babako. Okay? She was born in 55, he was born in 66. But you got to understand, the lease, I've got it on video, that she said that they put him on the lease 3 years ago. That's another point of perjury for NYCHA in the settlement of the minutes or the transcript. Okay? That's how they're all busted. Just presenting the facts. Just presenting the facts. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you. Yeah. Supplemental log, November 29, 2010. This is Miss Cynthia Hill, the last real tenant association president that there was. They fixed the vote. Khadijah Wilson fixed the vote to put Neva Harper in there. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is the evidence that right now we've got everybody committing perjury in court because you're not a senior citizen, you live there, and your husband's name was added on to the lease, what, 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
So now, when they put me out, weren't they doing a whole lot of wrong?
Yeah.
And Neva Harper, they propped up as tenant association president so she can help eliminate people out of that building as a form of redlining.
Yes. She has handicapped apartments. She's not handicapped.
And so does HOLSIA Mitchell, who was also the last tenant associate president that they put there. They helped.
Green of $20,000.
Oh, Cynthia Hill, former tenant associate president, November 29, 2010, telling it like it is. That's my sister, and this is the one. That's right. I want my picture with her. This is the lady. This is the lady that helped me.
Right. Fight that.
Fight the fight. This is the one that kept telling me, Drice, don't let them put you out like this. Don't do this. And I went and did my work. And that's Malcolm right there. He's the one that's helping put people out.
Yes, he is.
And that's the tenant associate president telling it. That's what they do here. Right here at 8909 162th Street. at Shelton Houses, New York City Housing Authority. There it is right there. You heard it from the Tenant Association President, Cynthia Hill. Thank you, baby. All right, this is my friend. What's your name? You gotta say your name.
Marvin.
Hi, Marvin. Good. Make the snowball. Yeah, he's under supervision. He's here with his dad. I'm not trying to kidnap the child. It's not a kidnapping. All right. So how's your wife? Your wife okay?
Yeah, it's okay. She works.
Mother okay? She's working? Yeah, she told me she got a job as a home attendant. Yeah. Her mother's upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is Marvin. You live upstairs, right, Marvin?
Yeah.
Okay, throw the snowball. There he is. That's it. That's it. Ah, okay. You waiting on the school bus? You waiting on the school bus? You waiting? You waiting for the school bus, right? All right. All right. Can I please have $1? Somebody can have a quarter, 50 cents $1. I'm homeless, I'm broke, I'm hungry. Please, can somebody help me? Can somebody help me? I'm homeless. I used to live right across the street over there. Go ahead, show them Shelton House. Shelton, that's that building right there. The one with the scaffolding. That's it. I used to live at Shelton House. But now I'm homeless. I'm homeless. I've got no money. I got nothing to eat. Can somebody help me? Can somebody help me? Is there a God? There can't possibly be a God, or he couldn't let this happen to me. Those black politicians on the road destroyed me, and no one will do a damn thing to help me. All right, we just met a nice couple. I was walking on the beach. Very interesting affair. This who wanted to tell the marshal when he came to get me to give me your regards. Well, what did you do when you had all of the information that says that NYCHA is as crooked as the tips of the Nazi cross? All right, we just met a nice couple. I was walking on the beach. Very interesting affair. This union thing. Well, everybody knows I'm a real selfish little individual, and I really like myself, and so I'm going to offer the gentleman and the lady an opportunity to see and my book's coming out, and I want y'all to buy it. I had 2 people so far tell me yesterday that they were going to buy my book. But right now, what I really wanted to impress upon you is the depression, the pain, the loneliness, and how without a desire, a will, a drive to do nothing but to get me fentanyl, Bloomberg. You wanted to tell the marshal when he came to get me to send you, to give me your regards. Well, what did you do when you had all of the information that says that NYCHA is as crooked as the tips of the Nazi cross? State Senator Huntley, Monica Pringle and Lester Muse are absolutely terrific, for crying out loud, they're so good. But why contain it in your office? It couldn't go to Albany? Because you don't want me to get hold of the information on the federalization and the $500 million tax-free bond issue that went to the rich, and you didn't earmark anything for the people in public housing so that they can have a stake and to get out of public housing. You want them to go to this. You want them to go to this. Is this what you want for them? Well, I was born rich. I've always had everything. I don't need anything, and I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. I'm happy right here. I'm collecting Chicago down. You mean to tell me I got to the point to where Dr. DRICE litigated all the way up to the appellate division of New York State Supreme Court, and everybody says like frozen in time and space. Okay, well, why don't I leave you in the case and let's see if the press will have a little bit more attention they want to pay to me. What about that $5 billion class action lawsuit on behalf of 40,000 people that didn't get an administrative process? Now, I don't know what you've been doing to those guys. I'm a French green card guy. Now, you've been doing what you want to do with them, when you want to do it. You blow smoke up their rear end. Some Haitians, you stick a broomstick up in them. The other ones, you up and bang, 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 bang. You shoot 50, 60 bullets into them. Okay? Let me tell you what you're going to do to me. You're going to give me some respect, and you walk to the steps of the courthouse, and I'll put a spanking on you, and when I'm done with you, you're going to go home, and I expect you to just slap your mama for making you so stupid playing with me. That's the satisfaction I get. I live for that. I live for that. That's my only freaking dream. I feed off of it. It's my ego that needs to be fed, because I can actually just eat food, and then I'll be okay. But my ego needs something more. And that's that sick dude you really thought I was? No, he's just emboldened by his own intellectual capacity to do nothing but good for this planet in order to reap some kind of reward. And so if there's a God, my soul goes somewhere, or there's a transformation, it's not tainted with the kind of crap you're tainted with. Bull crap. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Today is June 12, 2011. I'm going to have you listen to the audio voicemail of a detective calling from the Queens District Attorney's Office after they had tried for more than 2.5 months trying to capture me and to orchestrate some fake death threat to the congressman, and everybody's busted. This is showing you the evidence that I've got. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go call my voicemail, and let's see what happens. Okay. This is the District Attorney's Office. This is the District Attorney's Office and the Congressman's office getting together trying to kill me.
You have one unheard message. First unheard message.
I don't want the unheard message.
Message skipped. First skipped message. Hi, Bobby.
Yeah, that's my mother calling.
Message skipped. First saved message.
Philippe Drive. I'm here from the NYPD. Please give me a call when you get a chance. 718-765-4333. Thank you.
All right. He may be taking the hit for the District Attorney's Office as a sacrificial lamb. I can't let that happen. District Attorney, you are busted, Mr. Brown. You have command responsibility. For such a case to have gotten this far, this big, undercover cops playing homeless in the library, then you've got people going all over the Coliseum and the Coliseum Mall street, door-to-door merchants showing them my picture. You are hunting you a Negro, and you're trying to use Jim Crow laws to hunt you an immigrant on orders of the African American Congressman. Congratulations, you're busted. Bye. Okay, we're gonna call Sergeant Garcia.
Oh, I think I know him.
Yeah?
He's a Marine guy, right?
I don't know. Yes, man. Speak to Sergeant Garcia.
He's in the office right now.
He's not in the office? No. All right. This is Philip DRICE. He had been calling me and stuff. And I just want to let you guys know, I don't care what the congressman's office might have told you. I ain't no threat to nobody. Y'all sent a whole bunch of detectives all around the neighborhood, slandered my name. And I'm an ABA certified paralegal. I'm a forensic paralegal. And I ain't no threat to nobody. He might want to see that if he goes on the internet and take a look at the shows. Because whatever they...
I don't think he's looking for you in that respect. I think that, what tends to happen is sometimes you have individuals who may be concerned or whatnot, and then they call us, and it's our job to make an assessment of the situation. I think if they were seriously considering looking for you, they would have definitely went out there aggressively and found you.
Y'all would have got me already, because I ain't turned off my phone.
I think what they have to do is, they have to make contact with you, so they can say that, hey, listen, we spoke to him in person, and, he's fine. He
scared the crap out of me, man. Detectives was looking for me. People been telling me all kinds of stuff. So, look, I just want you to know I ain't no threat to the congressman at all. I even videotaped myself going by his office saying, hey, look, I ain't no threat to nobody. I exposed things about crookedness. My business lost $5 million, and these people did so much dirt to me, man. Y'all want to look at that? And if they filed a false police report, that's a misdemeanor. They got to get arrested. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right, brother.
All right, hey, listen, you be safe out there, man. Enjoy the beautiful weather today.
Thank you, my friend. You too.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, it just looks like we got what we wanted on the internet. The police right there. Today is June 5th, 2011. There goes the police right there. Right now we're in front of the library. We're talking to one of my friends here because we're homeless people. Like I am a homeless guy. We are homeless, okay? And I know I can go stay with my mom, my Russian mom at Howard Beach, because they exiled me out the ghetto. What do I do around here? I make every Negro when I'm telling the folks, don't I? Yeah. That's right. That's what I do around here. Now tell me your story about the homelessness right here, and then tell me about the detectives. So tell me about the detectives coming over here looking for me. Stay right there, stay right there.
Once the detectives will come here, in and out the library, they have regular NYPD outside, they have the undercover homeless hang out at the library. I will come in and out.
They even had the cops that were playing homeless hanging out in the library.
Yep.
Detectives, undercover cops that were playing homeless in the library. Who were they looking for?
You.
That's right. And did they tell you why?
Nope.
But don't you think it must have been a pretty big deal for them to orchestrate such a big deal for one little guy? Just me, one little Haitian French green card guy.
That's
who
me.
Will not be a good nigga in America. Can I help? Finish with your story, bro.
I just made it in the homeless shelter, and in the homeless shelter system, there's nowhere to be. They get ready to take consolidate everything.
We're going to go to the next clip now, okay? Bye-bye.
Good morning. Today is Thursday, Good Thursday, April 21st, 2011. I received a call from the NYPD police detective Garcia, who wants to talk to me, which prompted this presentation. And will be in multiple parts. I don't know how many yet. We're just going to have to go with the numbers on that ticker over there. That's the time. I'd like to first of all start off with, I'm this guy. In New York News Day, that I went to a meeting Tom Prater invited me to. Newsday was there. He saw Dr. Tube, the Crusader, fell in love with the product. Front page, and I believe it's the household leisure section, something like that. Now, I'm also that guy that worked for Mayor Bloomberg, volunteered for his third term, even though I testified against him at the third term hearings in order to get his attention and to stop my eviction. I'm also the guy that presented the evidence to the Attorney General. Oh, I'm sorry. He's governor now. I'm also the guy who should be very angry because this is just one part of the 4 parts of documents I litigated that won me 2 landmark judgments and awards from Justice James J. Golia, New York State Supreme Court, Long Island City. Ida Smith, 3 of these are missing, plus those 2 books to Mr. Juan Cuba at the White House. That's when this whole thing about get the police to get Philip DRICE started with Sophia King. Remember? You stopped that. You should have stopped yourself this time when you figured out I would expose you too, school teacher. Thanks for this one, Ida. It's intact. 2 landmark awards and judgments and orders, and I litigated all the way at the Appellate Division of New York State Supreme Court, and this is a meritorious cause of action to implead Mayor Bloomberg, the Police Department, the Queens District Attorney's Office, and Human Resources. And following documents will show you that. And these are the documents. That's the mayor. You see that stamp right there? That's the mayor. That's the police department, NYPD. Human Resource Administration for playing me for crazy like Ida Smith did. And New York City Housing Authority, in which I had to go back and do it to New York City Housing Authority at New York City Housing Authority because the comptroller won't accept claims against them because that is federal dollars. And you people need to understand what the law is, how it works, and what the process is. But I did hear from Tom Prater, acquiesced, DRICE, when I got the sir reply. When I got the transcript of the trial in Supreme Court where I beat Byron Medagakis so bad before he left the courtroom, he said, I'm going to appeal. And then I taunted them and played with them. Right when they got out the courthouse, right around the fountain in Long Island City. I can. Those are trophies for as my rewards. When I do this, people, I ain't got no wife. I ain't got no kids. Ain't too many people give a damn about me. I'm an ugly guy who can accept my life, my fate as it is. I am kind. I am benevolent. I am generous. And y'all turned that against me, and those are you black staffers in the offices of black elected officials, and you guys are so rotten, you make it a freaking embarrassment to be black in America. Because you were supposed to stop this when you saw it. This is a surreply that you have a Judge Maria Rezos in Queens County Civil Court plagiarizing perjuries in the surreply index number 16218 2005. Right here. Just an absolute embarrassment. This right here is the transcript of the trial right here. In February 2009, the General Counsel of Policy was there, and he committed perjury in this transcript. That's why we have to go to federal court. This is the case that got washed out. And there you go, right there, you got to see Mayor Bloomberg's name. Bingo. All covered up and contained. This is big news. This is big news. And I depended on this guy to fix it because I put it in his hands at the St. Albans VA auditorium close to 4 or 5 years ago. That's how I ended up getting the handler, Ida Smith. These are the letters that this woman's got me writing to this guy, kissing his behind, and it was an exercise in futility. What she conducted, she was part of an orchestration to obstruct justice are the allegations. Oh, winds of change. I did a political accountability documentary that aired on TV campaigning for this guy. This is a letter asking him for a meeting. At the end of the day, we know that my attorney sent this to the Elder Abuse Unit about this lady right here that got embezzled out of $20,858 and what it was earmarked to allow her to destroy herself in order to contain it. And when you steal that much money from somebody, $20,858, and you leave them in their apartment with the gas stove on, that's a Nazi copycat crime. I've been doing my activism, and I do it very nicely, thank you, with my 2 documentaries that aired on TV, scared every politician in town because they never seen one man do so much all by himself. That's because I'm not touching your little heifers. I put this all over town. Call your congressman and ask him, how did he cover this up? You're a black guy, you're a congressman, and you got a Native American female acting as a congressman with the kind of power with him that she rules with impunity, playing everybody's mama. Well, guess what? Fooled you, didn't I? I don't need no mama. You're embarrassed, you're humiliated. That's why you called the police and filed a false police report. I ain't no threat to you, Ida Smith. I wouldn't harm anything on you. But I have to destroy the myth of you being so honest. You have no integrity. You have no integrity. You're a liar. You're a sneak. You're like a cobra. You're that slithery. And Jason Hilliard said it. You're mad because I attacked you by the preponderance of the evidence that I blasted over the internet. and your credibility destroyed, leaves the congressman with no more shield, no more sword. He's now no longer invincible. That's what I want. By proving to everybody, he covered this up. And they gave the white boy who did it a promotion. Ida Smith hooked that up, I swear on my mother's grave, because she spoke to the VA police that covered it up. She, with the union, she was the head boss because it was the congressman's office and his power. The myth of his power, because he's a powerless bastard that couldn't get me to stay in the ghetto so I can help these people. That's what I did with my life. You destroyed this. You killed him. You killed him. You killed him. And the evidence also says that the guy you endorsed and campaigned for, you knew. And I think now that I'm realizing it, it looks like me reporting on my activities for him to your Ida Smith and your office was illegal, Congressman Meeks. Can we talk about what else you covered up, which is the retaliation, the guy who saved that old lady and protected her and brought to how she was embezzled and everything that was done wrong to her? Did you see her in the nursing home, Congressman? But we've got the Veterans Administration washing their hands of any liability, any culpability, anything, because they handed me a deck of cards. We had them for Saddam Hussein and everybody in Iraq, remember? Well, the VA knows all about it, and they gave me a deck of cards. And it's got the name of every politician in town. State Senator Malcolm Smith, State Senator Shirley Huntley, Congressman Gregory W. Meeks, Assemblywoman Vivian Cook, Councilman Leroy Comrie, with your RANCE HUFF, who hates me, hates Haitians, because he was the first one to get the evidence, and he went to NYCHA, it is alleged, and that's how your case, NYCHA ended up coming after me, because I went to you first before I went to the Inspector General of NYCHA, and they was already waiting for me. Ambushed. I want time to prepare my book. That's why I'm leaving. I wrote a letter to the White House, and this is when all the trouble began. When I got this from the Justice Department, which is a White House referral number. Where is it? WH White House 07142010-7. That's my White House referral number. All I ask those politicians, which I just named, look, y'all been getting this information on the internet, dropping it off to your house, I'm in your functions, you got me using me to go get this guy, Ida Smith. You're the one that told me for me to go get Malcolm Smith. And you can't pass a lie detector when you told me that he's the one that snitched on the congressman and all that stuff, and the Attorney General washed his hands of it because there were boys in the Clinton administration, there was a conflict of interest, and he sent it to the feds. And now the new Attorney General has sent me something from the Integrity Bureau. So at the end of the day, to round it off in this 15 minutes on YouTube, is that you are busted, because I'm taking your butts to court, and here your names right there. They've been sitting there for 6 months. I don't have anything else to say. I'm not. What am I going to tell you? Other than I'm filing a notice of claim in order for me to get $75,000 because I blasted all over the internet that I'm the one who put up the Thompson pictures. So give me a break and quit, you guys. Quit your lying. Have a nice day. Bye.
squealing. I can dig rapping. I'm ready. I can dig scrapping. But I can't dig that backstabbing. Oh no! The brother getting ready. That's the bank. Get ready, you mother. All the big payback. Hey! Let me hit him. Hit him, Fred. Hit him. Hey, hey, hey! Long. Long. You took my money. You got my honey. Don't want me to see what you're doing to me. I can get back. I gotta deal with you. Gotta deal with it. Gotta deal with it. Gotta deal with it. Hey, let me tell you. Get down with the woman. That ain't right. You holler and cuss. You want to fight. Look here. Don't do me no done favor. I don't know karate, but I know razor. Hey, get ready. Get ready, you mother. On a big payback. Hey, I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm the son of a man. But don't take care of you. Let it pop again. Get ready for the big payback. Hey, hit me again.
That makes our machine. But I had my boys back up on a heat box. Check it out for two pounds. Just before you drive. Don't risk it. Don't get put dead drunk behind the wheel of that car. Drunk driving incidents cost our economy over $86 billion every year. But those experts cannot calculate the cost of human misery caused by drunk driving accidents to families of drunk driving victims. Whether it be an arrest, an accident with injury, or the dreadful fatality of war, we are at war, and it began before Iraq. Dr. Yusuf Hussein invoked the war powers act against drunk driving, and together we are the #1 preventable health hazard in our great empire by the year 2015.
Alpha 2 USA Summer Special. Buy 12 pieces at $100 and get free shipping and handling. Buy 24 pieces at $200 and get free shipping and handling, plus 6 pieces free, for a total of 30 pieces. Call 212-726-5704. That's 212-726-5704.